Staying in Nampa, the City Council approved a temporary plan to keep the city running after the sudden death of Mayor Rick Hogeboom. On March 18th, Hogeboom tragically suffered a cardiac tamponade during a town hall meeting in Eagle. On the 19th, the Nampa City Council held an emergency meeting to discuss next steps to appoint an interim mayor. Under the resolution, the council president, David Bills, will step in to handle essential day-to-day mayoral duties. This is a short-term step while council works to appoint a new mayor.
We will be seeking individually and looking at it from a first from the council looking at the situation, the available people, considering different possibilities. If we feel it's necessary, we may take applications on the open, but that's not what I see at this present moment. We will be due diligent, forthright, and above all, be considering the person who may step into that role, as well as the fit to the community and future forward what's best for the city of Nampa.
The person who is appointed will serve until the next city election. Here are three things you need to know tonight. First, a Texas man was arrested in connection to a string of credit card thefts and fraud cases across the Treasure Valley. Boise police say 32-year-old Josh Xingguan now faces multiple felony charges, including grand theft and burglary, along with several outstanding warrants out of Ada County. Investigators say Guan stole credit cards and used them to buy things at stores throughout the area. Detectives say more victims may be out there, so they're urging everyone to check their bank statements and report any suspicious charges. Secondly, Caldwell police officers arrested a man over the weekend for lewd conduct with a child under 16. Officers say Ricardo Barrios Gomez was arrested as a result of an ongoing investigation. Police say there is no ongoing risk to the community and no other information was released. And third, the person suspected of removing signs related to missing Michael Vaughn was identified and is cooperating with law enforcement. That's according to the Fruitland Police Department. The signs were up for 4.5 years until last week. Michael's mom, Brandy, sent KTVB these videos from her neighborhood where those signs were taken down. I've reached out to the Fruitland Police Department for more information about the suspect and any of their details, but have not yet heard back. And those are the three things you need to know. All right, turning to the weather now as we enter the final week of March. Rachel, what a roller coaster ride we've been on.
I know, Morgan, you heard me say it earlier, right? But this month, which does tend to be one of our most dynamic weather months, but we've seen highs in Boise ranging from the 40s into the 50s, 60s, 70s, and of course, those record-shattering 80s from last week. Today, we were kind of in the middle of all of that. We warmed about 5 to 10 degrees over yesterday, landing at 66 in Boise. We hit 70 in Mountain Home, upper 60s in the Magic Valley. Look at our mountains flirting with 60 even at 6,000 feet there in Stanley. That was helped along, of course, by the sunshine that finally broke through in the afternoon. So while 66 is warm, we were not in record territory. That will be 73 degrees for today, but a good 10 degrees or almost above average, which is 57 as we enter the final days of this month. As we look ahead at your Tuesday tomorrow, clouds will make a return overnight. Now that means we will not wake up to temperatures anywhere near as brisk or frosty as what we saw this morning, barely dipping below 50 in Boise. The clouds will move away as our day progresses, and look what that means for our temperatures. 74 is my forecast high. Our record high for tomorrow is 75. So here we go again, record challenging warmth. How long does this last though? I'll let you know. Not that long. I'll have the details coming up in my full forecast.
All right, forecast looking good so far though for Treefort. The music festival is back, bringing music, art, and energy to downtown Boise starting on Wednesday. For 5 days, downtown will transform into a citywide stage with over 500 bands and countless cool events. Julia Davis Park will be the main hub, featuring both free and ticketed areas. Businesses like Payette Brewing Company are prepping for one of their busiest weeks of the year.
This is definitely a big boost for the local businesses, bars, restaurants, everything. Is you just get, there's a lot of people from out of town that come, and then it's, again, people walking around, biking around.
I love it, because you never know what kind of weather you're gonna get for Treefort this time of year, but as Rachel told us, it's looking pretty good. Festival runs from March 25th through the 29th with events across multiple venues. For tips on traffic and navigating Treefort, Head to ktvb.com. Coming up here on the news at 10, a new Idaho law strips cities of their power to regulate Airbnb rentals. Why one mayor warns this proposal could lead to safety risks. Idaho lawmakers are moving forward on a bill aimed at protecting the state's most vulnerable, newborns. House Bill 776 would require a rapid safety review for babies under 1 year old when there are known risk factors, like a parent's history of abuse, prior loss of parental rights, or certain criminal convictions. Under this proposal, the Department of Health and Welfare would have just 12 hours to verify those risks and begin a full safety assessment if needed. This comes as authorities investigate a Nampa newborn's death after allegations the baby was living in unsafe conditions with his parents.
If baby Benji was identified and prioritized as a high-risk case, he may be alive today. If someone would have gone out to even expedite a safety assessment, to go and visit him in the hospital, to collect an address, to go out and complete a home visit, offer essentials, food, clothing, to ensure safeguards are in place, maybe this could have been prevented.
The bill received a do pass recommendation from the Senate Health and Welfare Committee in a 5-3 vote. It now heads to the Senate floor. The bill includes an emergency clause, meaning it would take effect immediately if signed into law.